Currently a medical student. I rely on childcare. I work. If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
I want to talk about how the average American is starting to feel as major corruption is being exposed, especially now with the case in Minnesota and the daycare fraud. This is not just about money being stolen anymore. It's about a growing feeling that being a good citizen, being a hardworking person, paying your taxes may not be worth it. People are starting to feel stupid. They think, well, I'm here, I'm playing by the rules, I am working hard, I'm providing for my family, I'm doing the hard work, and I'm the idiot. You see the memes online and we laugh, like, oh, me on my way to work, thinking that I should have just opened a daycare center in Minnesota and made millions. And again, it is funny, but it's also deeply sad. Because the next thing is, why am I even doing this? And that's the part that no one wants to talk about, because this kind of feeling shapes culture. I come from Brazil, as you know, and in Brazil we have this thing we call the Brazilian way, which is the idea that there's always a shortcut, there's always a loophole, a way to take advantage of a situation. And people think it comes out of nowhere. Oh, it's just the Brazilian way of living. No, this comes from years of Brazilian people being robbed and nothing being done with the thieves. So we now think that survival means cheating the system before it cheats you. Eventually, people stop believing that being honest is rewarded. When a society teaches its citizens that being honest makes you a loser, well, that's really dangerous. You don't just lose money, you lose trust, you lose dignity, you lose the culture that holds it all together. And once that's gone, it's really hard to get back.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are talking about a video that has been going viral on TikTok about a Somali woman who went viral after saying on live TV that fraud is bad. Now, some people are calling it a slip of the tongue, some are calling it a mistake, but the real question is, was it really a mistake or was it an admission? Let's get into it. Let's see what people are saying about this, and do well to let me know what you guys think in the comment section about all of this.
To everyone that didn't see the Somalian girl slip up, oh, don't worry, I made a screen recording for you. And towards the end, peep the ginormous wedding ring on her finger. Let's play it.
I'm currently a medical student. I rely on childcare. I work. If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
Isn't there a scripture in the Bible that says something about their own words doing this to them? What's up with the Freudian slips lately? It's almost like there's a war going on between good and evil, and good is winning, because these evil people can't keep their scripts straight. This woman is pretending to be a medical student, and if she doesn't get childcare, then she will not be able to be a medical student. You can't even talk, and you're going to convince us you're a medical student? On top of it, I don't know of anybody who needs childcare that has a rock on their finger that big. Are you married? Can your husband pay for childcare? What a crock.
Has anybody else started to reach their breaking point or a boiling point? So this is starting to look like a country that I am no longer proud to have served. I've been working my entire adult life, and I have paid half or more than half back to the government in some way, shape, or form in taxes for the past 30 years. And if you don't believe me, look up everything that you have that is taxed. State income tax, federal income tax, property taxes, payroll taxes, Medicare taxes, Medicaid taxes, sales taxes. Everything is taxed. Everything. And we have a political apparatus where half of them say that if you don't keep us in power, we will steal from you so that we can import people that will. So shut up and go back to work. And another side of the aisle that is either in on it or is total and complete chicken shit and won't do anything about it and won't even try to actually represent the people that vote for them? Is anybody else getting to a point where we feel like we cannot vote our way out of this? Where does that leave us? Because nothing is going to happen about the fraud. Nothing. All of the fraud that Elon Musk and Doge exposed, the Republican Congress put it on the back burner and refused to fucking vote on it. Turned around to the American voter that put them in power and extended one of these. It doesn't matter what we do. This situation is completely freaking unsustainable. Totally and completely unsustainable. It's a waste of time to vote, and it's a waste of energy to pay taxes so that we can give it to people that are going to steal from us. And then we can send it to other countries that hate us. And we can send it to people in the European Union that look down their nose at the American worker and say, good little bitch, go back to work. It's putting us in a helpless situation, and I don't think the people in Washington living in that bubble realize the anger that is fuming outside of the borders of that city. And I am not interested in watching another fucking theatrical congressional hearing where a couple of ballsy Republicans bitch out a fucking corrupt leftist and then nothing happens. Accountability and a fucking tax strike is what needs to happen.
I'm currently a medical student. I rely on childcare. I work. If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
She definitely was not supposed to say that last part out loud, but anyway, I think a lot of these people know exactly what they're doing, and I kind of feel sorry for this girl because she just played her whole fucking community again. It's like every time they get a microphone, a camera, anything in their faces, they end up playing themselves, just like that guy who had on the fucking chrome heart glasses. Whether they were real or fake, that's besides the point. It's what they represent. You guys are being blamed for a lot of fraud right now, and then you get your ass up there on camera with some $2,600 glasses claiming that there's no fraud. There's no fraud. Look, man, image is everything, and this shit just does not look good for any of you guys. So my advice to you would be just stay the fuck off the camera.
They not beating these fraud allegations. This is what they said on TV.
And I do see some signs over here that say stop fraud, and I agree, stop it. There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud,
We all know there is fraud, right? And it doesn't stop there. Another one.
I'm currently a medical student. I rely on childcare. I work. If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
These are their speakers, and this happened on national TV. They told the truth. There is fraud, and fraud is bad. Matter of fact, the fraud is so bad, it left old girl speechless. Like, this fraud is really bad. Medical student shocked by how bad the fraud is. They had scripts, and they admitting that there is fraud, and fraud is so bad that'll leave you speechless.
She just said this on live television. Watch this.
Childcare is cut. I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
It's fine, keep lying.
I mean, if it was just a normal slip up, like, oh, instead of fraud, I meant to say friendly, like that's understandable. That's not what that was. Was she admitting to something without admitting to something? Or was this actually a slip of a word? I mean, you give liars enough time and they will shine the light on themselves. There is only so much lying that someone can do until the truth actually comes out into the atmosphere. And that right there is the evidence that everyone needs to know that what is happening with all of these Somalis and everybody in the state of Minnesota and the state of Ohio and Maryland and any other neighboring state that's got those type of policies, that's what's living in this country.
All right, let's really talk about this because this is where I stand. What she said did not come out as confusion. It did not come off as pressure. It did not come off as someone misspeaking. It came off as someone acknowledging something that everybody already knows, but nobody wants to say out loud. Yes, fraud is bad. That is not controversial. That is not hateful. That is not political. And when someone says it out loud, especially someone connected to the conversation, it exposes the truth people are trying so hard to avoid. And this is why the reaction was so strong, not because she said something shocking, but because she said something honest. And honesty makes people uncomfortable, especially when they have been defending the opposite. And let's be very clear, this conversation is not about attacking a community. Nobody's saying everyone is guilty. Nobody is saying this group is bad. What people are asking for is accountability because when taxpayers' money is involved, money from people working two jobs, living paycheck to paycheck, struggling with rent, food, and healthcare, there has to be responsibility. There has to be an accountability. So you don't get to cry oppressions while benefiting from a system you know is being abused. And that's why calling it a slip up feels dishonest. Because deep down, everybody knows fraud didn't just magically happen. Everybody knows she didn't just say that all of a sudden. She knew what she was saying. Admitting that fraud is wrong doesn't make someone evil. Pretending it doesn't exist while collecting the money does. And that's why the clip keeps resurfacing. That's why people won't let it go. Because it actually represents the truth trying to break through a wall of denial. But anyway, that's my take. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this. And please don't forget to like this video, share to people that needs to see it, and also subscribe to support the channel if you haven't. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.